In Conversation with Terry Shepard, award-winning broadcaster, narrator, and author. A deep dive into the writer's craft with the artists and support systems who create the stories we love.
Thanks, Lisa. Katey Prock considers herself a small-town girl intent on becoming the person of her dreams. Her debut, Always Looking for Rainbows, is a powerful, painful, and ultimately courageous and inspiring story of her journey into the sunlight of self-determination. It's available now wherever cool books are sold. Katey, welcome to the conversation.
Hi, Terry. Thank you so much for having me.
Always Looking for Rainbows is a hauntingly beautiful title. Where did it come from?
So honestly, it was part of the end part of my book coming together. And I had always, when rainbows would appear, it would always kind of give me that little bit of hope of magic still exists in life. And so I had always taken pictures. I kind of have a rainbow collection, what I call it. And they're the pictures of rainbows that I've collected over the years. And I've always hashtagged Always Looking for Rainbows. So as my book came to an end, I was like, that sounds like a good thing. Like, why don't you use your hashtag Always Looking for Rainbows? Because it shows the sign of hope and transformation.
For those who have not yet read the book, give us the 411.
Okay, so my story starts out in the courtroom. Here I am, 34 years old, being convicted of domestic violence and cruelty to children. This was not who I was at all. We settled on a list of punishments, and 2 of them were 52-week programs. One was anger management and one was parenting. I was going to learn to do better, right? So I take it back to the beginning where I was born into a cult filled with guilt and shame, power and control, and the events that followed that without having life skills, death, divorce, drugs, and teen pregnancy. It was a lot. And so all the fun things, right? So I then get to untangle the mess that I had made of myself and create the best version of me. And it was such an amazing process that I wanted to share it with the world because we all could benefit from these classes. I've heard you say before, like relieving people's suffering, and these classes and stuff, I really can see relieving a lot of people's suffering.
You've endured a life story that would have crushed most of us. I found the book riveting and couldn't put it down. What kept you going?
So I want people to know, like, don't be afraid to share your story. Like, when we know better, we do better. And we don't know about it if we don't talk about it, right? So I feel like talking about our story is really important. Living your life on purpose, never giving your power away, and always trusting your gut are kind of like what I want people to know. And because that's what kept me going to push through to my end person.
You know, the older I get, the harder it is for me to control my anger. I don't know if it's a grumpy old man thing or what, but you obviously learned the trick. What's the secret to that?
So I think it's more just awareness, like being aware, knowing where you're at. Like Catherine, my parenting teacher, always called it like body scanning. So always like stop and take that time to check in with yourself and see where you're at. And just kind of take the time to dissect things and don't get rushed into the emotion of everything.
Katey Prock is our guest. She's one of Sacramento, California's most gifted flower artists. You can order her arrangements at Flowers by Katey, and her debut book is Always Looking for Rainbows. Available now. How did you get into the flower business?
So I got my degree when I was 18 years old. I was a single mother, and I wanted to go to school for something because that's what we did back then. They told us just go to school, get a trade. And I was like, I like flowers. I didn't think about the pay. And I just was like, oh, this is something fun that I love to do. And I actually didn't start my business until 2 years ago. So it's been 22 years that I've had my degree, and I just found that it is my purpose and my gift. That's where I've ended up with.
Was writing Always Looking for Rainbows a therapeutic experience for you? Definitely.
It was going back and literally untangling all of it and learning, and especially with all the knowledge I was getting from my classes, it really helped me understand things better and kind of like know that it's not my fault, that it helped me so much in all the ways to get it all out.
Well, that takes courage too, because a lot of us don't like to look in that rearview mirror towards things we've done which we are not proud of. Where did you find the courage to do that?
I was not going to go down like that. That was not going to be the end of my story. I was going to have a comeback, and that was not who I was. And so I was going to do everything in my power to be better and learn and do better for my family, for my girls, and for myself.
And for those who are reading the book and feel themselves in a similar situation, what advice do you have for them?
So I would, just always trust yourself. Like, live your life on purpose. Never stop doing the work. Like, there's books out there. There are the anger management classes you can sign up for. It doesn't mean you're an angry person. Like, it really is just life skills, and you don't have to be court ordered to go to them. And I think, I really want to get it put into the elementary schools, because I think it's so important for like children at a young age to learn how to deal with all their emotions and everything. But yeah, just try to just learn and dive in as much as you can and trying to be better. And there's, like I said, there's books out there. Just know you're enough, know that you're worthy, and that you can always change. The power is in your hands.
That's very hard for some people to grasp, though. How did you grasp it?
Well, I was forced to grasp it. But I'm telling you, even though I was forced to grasp it, I do believe that I wish I would have done it sooner. That was the number one thing, as I was going through the classes that I didn't think I needed, right? Because we don't think we need them. Like, I would cry and be like, I wish I would have learned this sooner. Like, I wish I would have learned it sooner. And Catherine, the parenting teacher, kind of gave me a little, would rub my back and be like, it's okay. Like, you're doing it now, and it's not too late now. And now's the time. So it's never too late. You can always pull yourself back and, create that person that best version of yourself.
We don't come with manuals as human beings. And certainly that's the first lesson we learn as parents. How has this transformed your relationship with your own kids?
Oh my gosh. It is, the understanding's there. I don't blow up and get angry over certain things. It's like, I understand them. They have their own soul. They have their own feelings. They have their own needs. And now it's so much easier to come from a place of knowledge rather than emotion, of trying to control your child, trying to make them do what you want them to do. And I've always had the power struggle. And so I would think getting mad or yelling would be the way to solve it. Make them be under your control, And that, at the end of the day, that just caused so much more havoc in our whole family, And so I feel like taking all that out of it and just bringing it back to facts and feelings and needs, I feel like that is what has made our relationship super strong now. There's no judgment, it's just support and empathy,
There's a common thread that runs through always looking for rainbows of learning to let go of what you can't control. How did you discover that skill?
Oh, I'm still working on it. Right? So it's a never ending work in progress. I have to reprogram my mind every day. I still, and work on it every single day. I just do my best. I start where I am. I use what I have, and I do the best I can every day.
So what's next?
So I'm working on another book already. I started. So I want to keep writing and just share the beauty of my flowers and my designs with the people that I love.
The book is Always Looking for Rainbows. And the author has been our special guest, Katey Prock. You can find her all over the place. She's on Instagram and Facebook, and she also has a business where you can actually interact with her in person. Flowers by Katey in Sacramento, California. Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you, Terry, so much. It's been a pleasure.
In Conversation with Terry Shepard is a copyrighted presentation. All rights reserved. I'm Lisa Davis. Join Terry Shepard next time in Conversation.